Very, very, very well coached, experienced, second round NCAA tournament team, so we knew we were going to have a tough game on our hands. Still have some things we need to fix, but we survived another day.
First question from Cora.
The team was a bit antsy to start, it seemed like, and then after that first quarter timeout, it just seemed like they settled into control. What was your message to them in that timeout, and what do you think helped kind of get them settled in to really take control in the first half?
Yeah, I think our defense started off poor, and our whole emphasis was let your defense fuel your offense. Then we got some steals, and we saw the ball go in, and then we kind of took off.
Go next to Maria, and then Casey and Jack.
Coach, you said the half-court defense is a work in progress. What did you see tonight that you may want to get better at, or what did you see?
Same thing. I didn't see much I liked. Same thing, just straight line drives. We don't do a very good job cutting it off, too many fouls, and then we just get tired and we're just lazy, take our foot off the gas, give wide open shots.
Casey.
With the way you set 5 in and 5 out specifically right off the bat in the game, do you worry at all about it stopping or halting a hot streak, kind of like Samara had in that first quarter?
No.
Jack.
Coach, out rebounding TSU by 9 when they had a 6'7" center on the floor for all 40 minutes of the game. Is that something you're happy with, or do you think there's still improvement to go?
I think there's still improvement to go. I did like our offensive rebounding percentage. They did a really good job in the second quarter. I don't think we had one offensive rebound in the second quarter. The only reason we were in the game in the first quarter is because we went and got offensive rebounds. Now, I know that they have a really big post player, but we're bigger than them in every other position, so you can't really be too proud of the fact that we probably should have out-rebounded them.
Paige, then Cora.
You mentioned those like straight line drives early in the game where MTSU was able to drive in those lanes, get easy buckets. What was the adjustment maybe that you all made to slow down that part of their shooting?
We just talked through it. I mean, we had a scout. We went over it for 3 days for a scout. We knew it was coming. We knew they were very, very good going downhill. And we just had to have them settle down, show them again live. And they did a better job, I think, this game of adjusting than we did the last game.
It feels like tonight this team, whatever it was, they found a response, whether it was, foul calls or, third quarter when they give up 27 points, they come back out holding the under 20 to close out the game. Just what have you seen from your perspective of their mentality to be able to do that, just recover constantly throughout the game like that?
Yeah, I do think that's big. I think sometimes you have teams that aren't quite as resilient and will start to panic a little bit or start to complain. And I have not really seen that out of this group yet. And so the more we get tested, the more we'll see how resilient we are.
Ryan, Maria, and then Casey.
Toledo had a really good game tonight. That's had a really good season. How impressive has that been? But also, what's the next step for her as she progresses?
Yeah, and so we want the most out of her. And so continue to have her just be more confident getting to her spot, stop going side to side, more three-point shooting. She's big for us on the defensive end, not taking her foot off the gas when she gets a little bit tired. But it's no surprise to me that she's having a great year.
Coach, I know it's different circumstances, different head coach, but Tennessee did lose to Middle Tennessee for the first time in program history a year ago. Did you get a sense that for some of the returning players, maybe they wanted to settle that score?
Yeah, I think so. I think anytime you have a loss the year before, you take your opponent a little more seriously, and it means something. It means more. So definitely.
Casey.
What do you feel makes Talesia so ideal for this type of system?
I think she's a phenomenal two-way player. She can score. She's athletic. She's a good leader. She can guard. She could really, really active at the front of our press. And so I like players that you can just give them the ball and kind of give them space and let them go score and can guard.
Paige, then Cora.
You mentioned the resiliency of this team. Obviously, this game a lot closer than the first two. What impressed you most or most promising with how they were able to have like in-game situational awareness late?
Yeah, we knew this was a really good opponent. We talked about it. We knew that there was going to be times they were going to have leads. They were going to go on runs. They may have even had a lead going into the fourth quarter. We knew all of those things. We talked about it. And I think sometimes you look at the scoreboard and you can see, oh, they cut it to 10, they cut it to 8, and you can start to panic. And I don't think that they did that.
Cora, and then Maria.
With Talesia's just mentality, I mean, her shot was not falling in the first half. Second half, she scores 10 points within the first 5 minutes of the third quarter. Just how does her steadiness? I mean, Sarah said she's just in the zone the whole game. It doesn't really affect her. How does that affect the rest of the team to have her not really get rattled by anything like that?
Yeah, I think it's big. I think it means she's a selfless player. She doesn't really care about her points. And the fact that she went and got 10 offensive rebounds, to me, is more impressive than anything.
Maria and then Jack.
Coach, I know you have said your team fouls too much, but it was 27 to 15. Did you really foul twice as much
I'm sure we did.
as your opponent?
Yes.
Jack.
Coach, you, as a team, broke the program record for most three-pointers for the second game in a row. How do you get your team to keep shooting those threes, maybe when the shots aren't necessary?
There's some times I'd kind of like them to stop, to be honest. Like, let's go try a layup. But that's their confidence. It'll get better. We'll continue to break that record. We'll continue to shoot threes. And it's funny, we don't talk about it. We don't talk about how many threes we want to shoot. We just practice them a lot. And so good for them for having the confidence. And it will be a special night when they start to fall.
Cora.
I know Kanai went back in the game, but she had something going on, came off the court for a little bit. She good? Is that a concern for the future at all?
I think she's fine. She didn't say anything when she came off the floor.
Oh, okay. Yes. I thought Alyssa was great tonight. I mean, I've said that every game, I feel like, but it feels like she continues to build. Just what did you like the most from her tonight in her minutes on the floor?
Yeah, I think it was good. I think she made some mistakes, but she did a really good job of recovering from them. And then to the point where I was kind of on her every single time she came off the sideline, and she would get to me before I would get to her. She knew what I was about to say, which I love when players do that.
Go to Casey.
Tess in the fourth quarter, 4 of 3 from 3. How is that representative of what you've seen from her in practice?
Yeah, it's big. It's big that she didn't also get in her head. She continued to shoot. Her teammates continued to trust her. We talked a little bit about a couple adjustments she should make with her shot at halftime, and it really paid off.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.